So there's one thing that you can implement in your practice that Amplifon will never be able to do, Costco will never be able to do. All of the biggest groups that have the biggest marketing budgets in our industry can never, ever touch. It's your unique flex as a small independent business that allows you to double down and beat them in local marketplaces, and they can't do anything about it. Let me tell you what that is in today's episode. Now, if this is your first time joining, welcome to the Business of Hearing podcast, the podcast for private practice hearing care clinics that want to grow reputation, recognition, and revenue. And if you're a long-time listener, welcome back, my friend. It's good to have you here. So look, as independents, we've got to compete with some big groups, right? They can outspend us, they can outcompete us. Our annual budget is like one of their marketing staff who's on the senior wage, right? We've got no way. They can outspend us in every area. Like, we should just fall on our back and just surrender in many situations. But these big groups, they have weaknesses. They have no shortage of areas of attack. And you as an independent have one big advantage that you can do that they can never touch. And that is, my friend, you. You see, their problem is what they've got to do is hide. They've got to create a mascot. They've got to hide behind a logo. They've got to try to do something to try and build personality and rapport, but they can't put a human at the forefront of it. They can't show personality. Anything that they post on social media goes through a meeting and an approval process. They're slow, they're big, etc. You have this ability to use your personality in order to be locally well known and thought of in advance by people who don't yet know that they need your services. And this is equated beautifully to a quote I read recently. And it was from PwC Business Trust Survey. And it said, consumer trust is at an all-time low. 90% of business executives think customers highly trust their companies, while less than 30% of consumers actually do. Like, we know we've got a big trust issue that goes on right now. But then I read another stat that is very interesting. And it's from Forbes. And it says 82% of consumers are more likely to trust a company whose leaders are active on social media. Now, you probably know where this is going. I'm saying you need to use your personality. And the stats say that owners of businesses that are active on social media are more trusted. What is my encouragement to you? Well, I think you may have a role to play on social media. Now, hold your horses. I know the concern, the panic. I've spoken in the past about don't double down too much on social media because it's not worth it. I want to be clear on all of this. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. And I want to introduce you to something that I'm calling the influential owner effect. And I'll read this out to you essentially because it's all about being known before you're needed. The influential owner effect is a growth dynamic within a business where the owner becomes a visible, trusted authority using their voice, expertise, and personality to build credibility, attract attention, and drive demand before any direct interaction occurs. My encouragement to you is, can you start to be the expert on social media by sharing your advice, your experience, be the local thought leader on everything hearing healthcare, and use social media as a platform to do it? Not because you want to be a social media influencer, but because your job as the practice owner is to generate attention and leads for your business. And social media just matters to be the place where people spend their time hanging out. Now, I know this is a big one. This is uncomfortable. Nobody wants to be holding their phone up, recording themselves. Nobody wants to photo dump all of their photos onto social media every day. But this isn't about you. This isn't about social media. This is about where do people hang out and how do you reach them? And the opportunity in our industry right now is no one's doing this. Some people are doing YouTube. Some people do an okay job on a few platforms, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Facebook. But if you're looking at your community, how do you just become the absolute name that people think of when hearing loss, hearing health, hearing care comes up in conversations? And being there, sharing content around hearing loss, hearing health, hearing care, hearing aids, etc. on socials is probably the way to do it. Now, this isn't just posting generic links and generic, did you know XYZ? This is you probably putting some video out there, being a personality, sharing what's going on, documenting your day. Like I said, I don't love this. I don't want to be posting every day on LinkedIn. I try to stay away from social media, but it's not a case of I'm trying to be a social media influencer. It's It's my job. Unfortunately, it's one of my accountabilities and responsibilities for the position that you and I put ourselves in as leaders of businesses. We need to drive attention and awareness and leads for the business, and social media is the place they hang out. So what I'm saying is capture more video of yourself, put more personality out there, share your expertise in advance of people meeting you, not just put more generic posts out on social media. If you do that well, knowing the algorithm now benefits discovery, it means you're going to naturally find more of the right people. And that's a key caveat here. Facebook's algorithm, Instagram's algorithm, you put content out, it will go and find it to the right people. Previously, you put content out, people who follow your page are the only people likely to see it, and the reach has fallen in the toilet over recent years. The discovery algorithm now means that you put something out about a specific topic, it's going to try and find people who have an interest in that topic. And you'll probably notice this when you're scrolling social media right now. Most of the stuff you see isn't your friends, isn't pages you even follow. It's things that meet your interests. Because if you're interested in it, you spend more time on platform. More adverts can pop up. Facebook but get more money. It's the game. It's an attention game. So that is the way the algorithms are working. And you can either ignore it or benefit from it. But it does mean you probably have to go out your comfort zone. You may have to record a video of yourself. Instagram have an amazing app called Edits, which means it's really easy to create video. Like it minimizes all the, how am I going to do this? How am I going to cut it? How am I going to add closed captions? If you want simplicity, that is your way to do it. But I encourage you, just try it. A few videos, just post. Say, I was speaking to a patient, they asked me this question, thought I would answer it. You will see a difference, right? People will see it, people will recognize it. And all we need to do is implant ourselves in people's minds that when people have a hearing challenge, there's only one person they think of, and it's that locally trusted person that keeps showing up in the algorithm, not the big brand that's trying to bombard them with advertisements through every platform and modality possible. But that is my encouragement to you. Give it a try. See what happens. Watch the impact. Watch how your existing patients engage, and then watch how you start to reach people who otherwise would never know you existed without it costing any money in advertising spend to do so. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes, and I'll speak to you again in another episode.